Hello everyone and welcome to our new special series program covering the coronavirus disease, also now known as the COVID-19. In this series of episodes, we're going to be focusing on hot topics surrounding the virus outbreak and its impacts on Chongqing and the rest of China. In today's episode, we are going to be looking at some of the ways that people from all over China and the rest of the world have been coming together to help contain the spread of this disease. We won't only be looking at the medical staff on the front lines, but also looking at ordinary people and the way that this disease is impacting their daily life, both in terms of their personal life and work. News of the virus hit home for most people just days before the Spring Festival was set to begin, with hundreds of millions of Chinese people all over the country ready to travel and going all over China to spend the holidays with their families. Now, many of these fortunate enough to make it home are still waiting for the green light to start work again. Students are at the moment not even going to schools. They're still studying classes through online courses with their teachers and their classmates. But it's everyone related to the health and public services who have been fighting this disease throughout the entire holiday and every day since, not only in Wuhan, but across the whole country at this point. Naturally, the sudden outbreak has put an enormous strain on resources, so today we're going to focus on how people and organizations in China and worldwide are playing a role in ensuring that everyday people and medical staff do not run out of supplies. Now let's take a look at the assistance that Chongqing and other cities have received from abroad and what the people here have done themselves to help combat the epidemic. It might be a bit strange to hear that masks are in short supply. Even though China produces 50% of masks sold worldwide, the proportion is much lower for surgical masks and the N95 masks that are in such high demand during this epidemic. Despite the fact producers nationwide have gone into overdrive to increase supply, reaching a total of 14.8 million on February 3rd, limited capacity still means that dispatching them to the epidemic hit regions is the top priority, and this is where countries around the world have sort of stepped in to try and help. On February 2nd, Chongqing saw the delivery of 5.15 million face masks, 420,000 pairs of gloves, 4,511 thermometers, and 2,000 sets of goggles from abroad. These were a mixture of purchases and donations. For example, 3.8 million of this batch of masks were donated from other people. More flights have shipped in over 70 tons worth of medical supplies from cities such as Ho Chi Minh and Seoul, while further donations of masks have flooded into Chongqing from sister cities of Hiroshima in Japan and Minsk in Belarus. Closer to home, people and businesses in areas such as Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan have been at work donating medical supplies and foodstuffs to help Chongqing through the crisis as well. In Canada, 29 Chinese organizations have mobilized since January 25th to raise funds for the purchase and delivery of medical supplies back to China, and in just one day, the Canadian Association of China raised about 800,000 yuan. Most of these supplies were sent to Wuhan through the Hubei Association of Canada. Chongqing has worked with foreign embassies and trade associations to create vital supply channels with countries such as Germany, the United Kingdom, the United States, Japan, South Korea, Australia, Thailand, Russia, Myanmar, and Brazil. And since Chongqing enacted a sort of level 1 emergency response, the city have set up green channels for foreign exchange and simplified the process for making international payments, sort of helping to make donating stuff to Chongqing, and I'm sure this is happening all over in many cities, to speed up the process of receiving donations to the cities. The Municipal Association of Chongqing released statistics on how related organizations and local businesses have made donations totaling over 200 million yuan. Corporate leaders in Wanzhou, Chongqing have also made numerous donations ranging from tens to hundreds of thousands of yuan. At the same time, we think it's important that nobody should be overlooking the countless gestures and donations coming from private people, not just in Chongqing, but all over China and even in the rest of the world. In Austria, students and parents of a Chinese primary school raised over 2,000 euros to purchase protective supplies for China, with even children offering up their pocket money, including a single donation of more than 10 euros. A representative of the Chinese Association of Austria stated, "We want people in our home country to know that they are not alone. There are thousands of overseas Chinese behind them. Each of us together form the most dependable support in face of the virus." On February 8th, the Austrian-Chinese Alliance for Disaster Relief arrived at the Vienna International Airport to see off a fourth batch of masks, protective goggles, and clothing. Only a few days ago, an 87-year-old woman named Ni Shuying from Wansheng, Chongqing, made a cash donation of 200,000 yuan to a local charity association to aid prevention and control work. The country is in difficulty, and I can't be an outsider. I just wanted to do something and make a contribution to beating the virus. So only a few days ago, an 87-year-old woman from Wansheng in Chongqing named Ni Shuying donated 200,000 yuan to a local charity to aid with the prevention and control work for the epidemic. A huge amount of money for a private person to give, which is just unbelievable. And I think it really shows how the country and its people are sort of coming together to help each other through this crisis. As of February 2nd, Chongqing had received a total of 362 million yuan in donations, mostly through the Chongqing Civil Affairs Bureau, the Chongqing branch of the Red Cross Society, and the Chongqing Charity Federation. So as you can see, the coronavirus disease outbreak in China has elicited a great response from friends, not only inside of China, inside of its cities, but also from friends from abroad in countries around the world. However, there is far more to dealing with an epidemic like this than just medical supplies and the people on the front lines. So in the following episodes, we're also going to be looking at what regular people have been doing inside of China and outside, and how the public at large is working together to combat this virus and how they are facing these challenging times. Stay tuned.